guys, Lexi here. I hope you're all having an awesome day. I am doing something totally different. I'm doing a chop and chat video, I'm going to call it. I'm actually going to make this video into a tag. So personally, I love this wax community and I like talking to people in here, and there's already so much that I've learned about each and every one of you guys. But I love just like knowing everything that I can possibly know. And I thought it would be fun to make this tag so I can ask you guys some of the questions that I will be answering. And there are some that are like, of course, wax based, but then there's some like personal stuff that I thought would be fun just to talk about, like hobbies and whatnot outside of wax. And yeah, so I was inspired by Ashley Nicole here on YouTube. She did a chop and chat video and I thought it was so cool. And then there's a lot of other people in this community. I know Danny's done like chopping videos, and there's just something about watching other people chop wax that's like really satisfying to me. So I don't know. I'm just going totally like off the cusp here. I don't know if this will look messy and like if this will be a mess, but I'm just gonna try it. I do have a glass of wine here, quite a full glass of wine, and who knows, this might get a little bit long, a little bit scattery, but I'm pretty much just going to chop things and answer questions that I wrote down for myself, and then a few questions from other people. So Ashley Nicole, actually, she gave me a few questions to answer, and then Martina Vega, she also asked me a question or two on here on one of my past videos, so I will be answering those as well. I have a ton of stuff to chop. So all of this stuff is pulled from my melting basket that I posted, and I also pulled a couple things from recent sales. I have been like crazy buying lately, and I've also been like crazy busy in my personal life, so it's just like chaos. I don't know what I'm doing or when I'm gonna have time to melt it this summer, but I'm gonna try. So let me just share with you guys what I have to chop. So I have some Teddy Bees here, which their stuff is so easy to chop because it's super soft. I have some L3 here, some things like bunts and then cloud cakes that I'm going to chop up. I have a L3 Waxy Wonders loaf that you guys are gonna get to watch me destroy probably. And then I also just have some random like bits and bobs here. So I have Midnight Daydream Wax Company. I think they're all from Harrison. And I have like Rose Girl stuff. I have Salt Mountain Melts, Pharmacist's Daughter, and Zape. So you guys are going to get to watch me possibly destroy all of these beautiful like shapes and stuff. Or maybe I'll do okay. So first things first, I will start with these little things. These are going to be easy. So I'm not going to tell you guys all the stuff that I'm chopping or else we'd be here all day, but I'm just going to start chippy chopping. So the first question of the tag, I guess to start this off, we'll start with like the wax stuff. So I did get a question, the same question from Ashley Nicole and from Martina Vega, and that question was, when did I start melting and buying wax? Or when did I get into wax? And this is an interesting story. So personally, I started, I guess we'll go way back. In high school or in school, when I lived at home with my parents, my dad still has like really bad allergies, or he's just like not good with scent. So even like perfume when I was younger, my sister and my mom and I we could wear it, but like it would really bother him, so we didn't. And once I moved out, once my sister moved out, because she's older than me, she got into Scentsy, and she, not like crazy into it, but she had a Scentsy party. And I was still living at home, so I didn't want to buy like a ton of things, but that definitely piqued my interest. And she had the party, and I bought, I want to say it was like Skinny Dipping, and then Love Story, and then there was another one that I just actually emptied not too long ago. And those were like the 3 first bars of wax that I ever bought. And I loved them. I got a wax warmer that I'm actually standing, this was my first ever wax warmer. I'm still standing next to it right now, still kicking. And I barely ever melted it except for when my dad wasn't home because, like I said, he couldn't deal with it. But then once I moved out after college, once I moved out, I moved in with my partner into an apartment, and we just decided to we didn't, I guess it was more me. I decided to just go crazy on the candle buying. So I guess I kind of drifted away from Scentsy, and I went more into the Bath and Body Works candle lane, and I went hard, like crazy. And I, in that time frame, I met one of my friend from college's partners. He also really enjoys candles, and now wax melts as well. And we decided that we were like fueling each other's fires. So like when he would go to the mall, like he'd be like, "You want to come?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." So then I'd go with him, then vice versa, and we would just like hype each other up. It's so funny because like in this community, there are so many people who like we do the same thing, but we're not like, we don't live near each other, so it's a little bit easier to be like, "Oh, they're hyping me up," but like I can pull back and I don't have to shop. But like when you're with somebody and it's candle day and it's like 5 in the morning and you're like, "Yeah," then like we would go hard. So Cody, that is my friend's name, we started an Instagram page, and it is called 2 Quick Wicks, and that is when we really started like getting like crazy, like more into it. Posted a lot more stuff and everything. I'm definitely not quite as good on Instagram, which I'll explain why in a second. But yeah, so we went pretty hard on the Instagram game for a while as well. And so that Instagram account is how I found Fender Wax. This is a very long, drawn out story. I'm sorry, you guys. So I saw, it was either, that is how I started. This will get into my first vendors that I purchased from, which I think Ashley also asked, or she said favorite vendors. So the first vendors I purchased from were Harrison at Midnight Daydream Wax Company. And then also, I can't remember if he was exactly the first or if it was Salt Mountain Melts, or the other one that it could have possibly been, or have been, was Gypsy Monroe, which she's no longer in business. But those were the top 3 that I remember purchasing from, like within the very beginning. And I fell head over heels with vendor wax. At this time, I still I just went from like candles, from like Scentsy, took the break, obviously, then went hard at candles. And then this is fairly recent. Well, it's probably been like 3 years now, I think, maybe. Either way. So I kind of stuck the first year that I started buying vendor wax. I really stuck within the 3 that I knew for a while. And then it wasn't until I started my YouTube channel here that I've really branched out to other people. And all the while I was like beforehand, I definitely was purchasing like Walmart, Better Homes and Gardens wax and other companies, Goose Creek and stuff like that, but it wasn't the quite as intense vendor wax purchasing as it was when I started doing my YouTube channel. So that explains that. I don't know how well this is going to go. I'm literally talking more than I'm chopping, you guys. So I'm chopping a cloud cake right now from L3 Waxing Wonders, and this is in Cotton Candy Craze and Don't Cross Streams. I might need the bigger one for this middle part. This smells really good. There we go. So to talk about my favorite vendors, gosh, this is a question from Ashley Nicole, and I don't really know. Well, I do have a favorite, I think. So because I have a very soft spot from Harrison, Midnight Daydream Wax Company, I think that Harrison might fall up there in my favorites category for sure. And I think Harrison is just through the Instagram community, like he's always just very supportive of everyone. Like he likes different people's posts, even if they aren't his wax. Like if it's somebody else's vendor wax, like he will, you know, put likes on it and comment about it. And I just think that that's really nice. So I think besides the fact that he's just like a really good business owner and just a sweet person, his wax is really, really good. And I've heard other people can sometimes struggle with it. It is soy wax, and I'm not sure if that's why. I've never struggled with it. His wax even performs well in my Scentsy bulb warmer, which is like most vendor wax doesn't do anything in there, but his stuff does well for me. So I don't know. I know it definitely kind of boils down to like the way your airflow is in your house, if different things are going to perform better or worse. And I've tried some vendors that other people like love, and I'm just like, I can't smell anything. So I don't know. I think it kind of depends. But Harrison stuff is really good. I love his stuff. It performs well for me. Another favorite company of mine is Rose Girls, which Rose Girls, I feel like everyone has Rose Girls in their at least top like 5 favorite companies. And her stuff is just so darn good. Like I've never had, well, I've had some things that are pretty light, but I've never had anything that's been like a huge fail. You know what I mean? I've never had anything go like, wah, wah, and then I'm like, never again. But it's, yeah, I'm always very pleasantly impressed with Rose Girl. So, and this is not closing. And who else do I love? I like Salt Mountain, but she's got a soft spot in my heart too. And she's another one that I've heard some people say that it like doesn't last very long in their house, but hers has always lasted long in my house. So I don't know. I feel like it's such a subjective thing, but I don't know. I think why not just try a little bit of everything and then you'll find out who you like. Because definitely some people have favorite vendors that just like I said, I tried. They don't work for me. Totally subjective. But those are at least my like top 2. I'm sure I have more that I just can't think of off the top of my head, but love them. So, another thing is Bathing Gardens has been one that I purchased from like way back, and then I tried it like right as soon as I got it, and it like I was like, that's like super light. But I put things away and like cured them for a long time, and I've been like very, very impressed with Bathing Gardens, and even their samples recently have been like really, really good, and they're pretty. So Bathing Gardens too. Anyways, okay, so favorite vendors that I'm interested in trying. So Ashley also said vendors that I'm interested in trying. I watched Susan's video on Waxidents, and I literally made like a spreadsheet of wax from that company. Like it's customs, it's all customs from Waxidents. And I wrote down like a huge list of things that I wanted to try. And then I realized a lot of them were like fall themed wax, because that's my favorite season to melt of scent. And so what I did, instead of just pulling the trigger, I'm actually gonna wait until a little bit closer to fall and then do customs from Waxidents, but I'm very excited to try Waxidents. I have never purchased from Vintage Chic Scents. I have had samples, but I never like did it on my own. However, I did just purchase from them. So I'm going to be hauling her wax soon. And then, what is the other companies? There's like, I have like 3 new companies that I just did pre-orders, or I think they're all pre-orders from. So you will see those on the channel too. And yeah, I like trying new, like whoever I can try that's well known. I like trying, other people in the community. If they recommend, I'll try them out. So I'm pretty much open to anything. Let's see. Okay, and then the last question from Ashley was, what does my partner think? And he's not here right now. He just left to go on a bike ride. But my partner's name is Tom. He is awesome. He's pretty supportive. So he definitely, once I like go crazy and I like order a ton, he'll definitely let it be known that he's like, you're getting a lot, Lex, you're getting a lot. And he's not wrong, but he never is like, you can't do that. Of course, he would never say you can't, but I would say he leans more on the like, be mindful about it kind of a thing. And I think overall, I'm pretty mindful about my shopping habits in general. And when it comes to like things that I love, I really only love wax. So the other big thing that I love is trivia nights, which I'll talk about that when I get into the personal stuff. But that's my only other like, well, expense, I guess, if you want to call it that, even though you win some stuff anyway. Oh no, I messed this bun up. That's okay, we're just gonna roll with it. But yeah, so he's okay with it. He occasionally will sit and sniff through bags with me if he feels so inclined, but he's not like, once I get a package, he's not like, let's sniff it all like I am. So, but he's cool with it. He's pretty cool with it, which is good. I feel very lucky that he's so okay with it, because I feel like my father, like if my mom had this, my father would be like, oh my gosh, you're spending too much money, you know? So I feel lucky that Tom's cool with it. So anyway, that's Tom. So I wish he was here because he's a sweetie. Now what else did I have? I have like a whole list here that I wrote down. Wax versus candles is a question that I had for you guys mostly. So a lot of these now are just questions that I am going to answer because I want to put them in the tag. But I'm curious if you guys prefer wax melts. I mean, if you're watching a chopping video, you're most likely going to be like a fan of wax melts, or if you prefer candles. And if you're like me and you kind of started more with like getting into candles and then moved into wax melts, or if you're like vice versa, or kind of how that happens. So like, what do you prefer? I personally prefer wax melts more than I used to, of course, but just because the ease of use, you don't have to worry about like leaving your house and like making sure the candle's fully pulled out before you blow it out and everything. And I'm like, because I was so like, because I'm still pretty into candles, of course, but because of that, I'm like very like OCD about like when people like, I can like see like videos of like people burning candles and I'm like, oh no, let it cool out, don't blow it out, like, you know what I mean? Just like in movies, I'm like looking at candles, it's problematic. So yeah, I'm curious if you guys like candles or wax better, what your feelings are on that. Okay, first, home fragrance scent I burnt or melted. So, like I said, I guess it would technically be the skinny dipping, or at least that was the first one I really vividly remember. I do remember my grandma having like a black cherry candle or wax melt, probably candle, but I remember that being like in my memory, scent memory, which is like now when I smell black cherry, it's kind of like a nostalgic scent for me. And then the other, my first Bath and Body Works candle that I ever remember purchasing at our apartment was warm vanilla sugar, which is like, that's body care, and they don't even really have that out now in candle form, I don't think. I could be wrong. But yeah, so that was my first candle, which is funny. So, wine break. I talked about that. Who was the first vendor I bought from? Are you guys seasonal melters or are you guys mood melters? I'm sure you all know this if you've watched my video for some time. I am very much a seasonal melter. I can melt stuff out of season. However, it's just, it kind of like feels odd to me. You know what I mean? But I know a lot of people on here, a lot of my friends on here are just like, I'll melt whatever I feel. And I'm like, I wish I could, but like something about melting like a Christmas tree scent in the middle of summer to me is just like hard. I don't know, my brain just doesn't like it. Like my brain gets mad at my nose for doing that. So I don't know, I wish I could melt mood, but I can't. But that's okay. it kind of gives me like an excuse not to buy things out of season. So I've been trying, which of course now I'm not because I just bought a bunch of stuff, but I've been trying to be more thoughtful in my purchases, Purchases? Is that the right? Yeah. I've been trying to be a little bit more mindful. So if there's like something being offered that's like Christmas tree or something, you know what I mean, like out of season, then I'm gonna be like, I'll just have to hope that they bring it back around because I don't know. So, ooh, this is Coachella from Teddy B's. I don't know if I want to melt this one or I thought I did when I first smelled it, but I don't know. I'm gonna hold off on this one actually because I might want to melt that more in the summer. That thing is, I think I said it smelled like a head shop. It smells like a head shop. So, very incensey. Not bad, but just incensey. So I'm gonna hold off on that one. I'm gonna chop Bunny Trail. Which Bunny Trail, this is good. This is really nice. I totally missed out on the ready to ship from Teddy B's, but that's okay. That's okay, you can't get them all. I did shop Rose Girls today. I have not filmed my Rose Girls video, but from the pre-order, but I think because I purchased from the ready to ship Rose Girls, I'm just gonna wait till that comes in and then I'm just gonna do both of them together. So we'll see. So this is interesting. You guys were probably maybe you were able to see how the L3 chopped a little bit harder. Watch this, because Teddy B's is butter. You don't need to do anything to this at all. Like, I'm not even, like, it's like butter. Like barely any pressure. That's nuts. That's insane. Like that, sorry. That's crazy to me. So, what was I saying? Okay. Okay, seasonal and mood. I'm seasonal. Likes and dislikes in wax. This will be fun. So, I think I'm kind of picky. I never realized that I was that picky when it came to wax, but I'm realizing I think I am. And that's just because a lot of people, like, when I watch other hauls, people are hauling like a little bit of everything. Sometimes it seems like, you know, like if somebody prefers fresh, I've also seen them haul like bakery, and I'm like, oh man, I wish I was more like diverse, but I'm picky. So so let me talk about the things I love actually first. So in wax, I'm more of a fan of bakery than I am of fresh or fruity, or I like fruity, but I'm definitely more of a bakery fan, and definitely because I like fall bakery the most. Like that's my jam. So I guess, let's see, what are my favorite things in wax? If I had to pick favorites. I guess it's easier to think about the things that I don't like. So I guess let's go back to the things I don't like. I'm not a big fan of salty sea air. I don't like smelling salt in wax because something about, and I know, and this is totally personal. If you guys love salty sea air, I'm very jealous because there are some really cool blends out there, like it's like saltwater mermaid and different things like that just like sound good, but because of that salty sea air, no, I just can't do it. Like, it turns my stomach, like makes me feel like nauseous. Don't know why, but it does. But yeah, so I can't do salty sea air. I can't do boardwalk marshmallow clouds or what is the other? Boardwalk marshmallow clouds, the beach bonfire things, anything with salty sea air. I can't. For a while, I didn't like pumpkin pecan waffles because it was too bready, I thought. I'm a little bit better with that, but bready, since if I can smell yeast, like a lot of blends have like pretzels in them. If it's like a yeasty pretzel or like a fresh baked bread scent, I can't do those. I can't do, what is the other bread scent that smells like Fritos? Zucchini bread. Can't do that. Can't do, I feel like now I'm like, after I say it, oh, I'm not huge on peppermint. Oh, I can't do lavender. I'm really not big on lavender. I did get a Rose Girl scent with lavender and bergamot in it that I am pretty okay with. However, that thing is like so strong. I think it's called like Midnight Moon. It's got like bergamot and is there like cedar wood in it or driftwood or some kind of a wood in it? But that is like, to me, that's like the furthest I'll go into lavender. Lavender to me needs to be blended with like, I think a tree note. I don't like sweet lavender. If anything, and I know this is gonna be weird to hear, but like a lot of people think like if you don't like lavender, it's because you don't like the herbal lavender. I would rather have herbal lavender over sweet lavender. Well, a sweet lavender also turns my stomach. I just can't do it. Things, I don't like rose, lavender, rose. Yeah, can't do those. Things I do like. So I love bergamot, like I just said. Bergamot's like a fresh, kind of citrusy, but it comes across slightly masculine to me every time. So I enjoy that. I really like, I don't like a lot of florals, but I have found that I enjoy jasmine quite a bit. Jasmine's like a very soft, almost like delicate, kind of creamy type of floral to my nose, and I like it a lot. I like, I'm gonna start thinking of things afterwards, but yeah, those are like kind of the main things that I can think of that I'm like against. I'm cutting a Rose Girls chunk muffin right now, and we'll see how this goes. What else do I not like? Oh, I like strawberry. I like this. This is Strawberry Cookie Land. I tried to get a loaf today. I missed it. Those were gone seconds. Like those things were out of there. Like they were just, if you guys went in on that ready to ship sale today, let me know, because like that was insane. I got Sandra D because I actually just finished Chunk Muffin a couple days ago. I love that scent. And I was, Ashley, if you're still watching this, I just saw Ashley haul Sandra D. I do love it. But I didn't have in scoopable. And I know even with my scoopable that I got, it was like a pumpkin cheesecake one. That was light. You had to like really warm it up to get anything out of it. So I'm guessing that's what's going to happen with that Sandra D scoopable. So we'll see. But yeah, I love Sandra D. Anyway, so let me let me keep going. Let me move on to the back page. How many warmers do you have in your home? For me, I have a Scentsy bulb warmer in my kitchen, which I'm thinking about switching this one out because I've noticed it's getting a little bit, it's losing some of its life, but it's still doing okay. But I think I might switch that one out for a hot plate warmer. I have a like an, I don't know if it's an Edison bulb, but I have like a bulb warmer where it's kind of like you can see through it. And that's in my living room. And on the opposite side of my living room, I have a hot plate warmer that I actually got during a Black Friday sale for like $2 or something. It's the one with the pine cones on it. If you guys have seen that one all over the place, a ton of people also did that deal. It was on Candle Warmers online. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. It was on like the Candle Warmers shop. So yeah, that was a good deal that I got. This is Kissing in the Rain, you guys. I also missed out on that rain sampler, which was literally gone in like a minute today. I hope she does another rain sampler, or just maybe brings out, Lori, if you're watching this, the blackberry rain scent that Lori talked about, and Danny also talked about it on here. I don't even need to smell it to know that I would like it, because like they sold me on it. So, oh, that sounds so good. So yeah, so what was I saying? I don't know, you guys. Anyway, so, oh yeah, how many warmers do you have in your home? I have the 2 in the living room, the 1 in the kitchen, 1 in my bathroom, 1 in my bedroom. We have tea light warmers upstairs in my partner's. I got cut off. So, yeah, we have tea light warmers that we use upstairs. Occasionally I'll like move tea light warmers around down here, but for the most part I don't. I just kind of stick with what we have. I also, I have like seasonal warmers, so I bought some of like the cute like Scentsy stuff. So there was like one that was like a bunch of like potion books and stuff like that for like Halloween. I have a pug themed wax warmer, but that one from Scentsy, and that one doesn't really throw very well at all, so I just kind of don't use that one. It's more decorative. I have like some Christmassy kind of warmers. So do you guys have like decorative warmers, or do you just stick with the ones that you know work? Yeah, so what do you guys do with that? Another thing is, do you guys have a favorite style of wax? So do you guys prefer like getting Loaves? Do you like the size? Would you rather have stuff that is like breakaway bars, or like brittles, or things that you can just kind of throw in, like mini melters? Or do you like chopping stuff? Like, what is your preference? And why? I think I prefer things like mini melters and things that I can just throw in. I like chopping, but I would rather not have to chop. Sometimes it's fun. I would rather just like watch people chop, because I feel like I don't do that great of a job at it. So I don't know, that's just my thoughts there. And then last question about wax before I get into personal stuff and chop this sucker up is, how do you guys feel about glitter in your wax? Would you rather have wax that's like completely plain, like no dyes, no colors, just plain wax, or do you like having like the decorations? I don't really mind either. I'll kind of take whatever. All I know is that glitter is fine with me. I might rather not have it, but I can appreciate good decorations on it. Like in wax, I can appreciate the art that goes into it. For me, I like when wax has wax embeds that kind of melt down into the dish, and they're like easier for cleanup, versus my like least favorite thing is like sprinkles in wax. And I've seen that done, but like something about sprinkles versus glitter, it's just harder to get those out of the dish. And I feel like those stain more. I've noticed that, so that's just my thing. So before I was cut off, I actually finished shopping all of these. All of these bags, I think you missed like 3 maybe. So all of my bags are done. Everything is chopped, except for this loaf, which this is going to be the most embarrassing part to watch. This is L3 Waxing Wonders Blackberry Jam Butter Cookies Cheesecake Cuppa Cake. And this smells really good. There's something slightly perfumey about this, and I don't know what it is. I know okay, it's not just blackberries, blackberry jam. I'm not sure. It's coming across a little perfumey. This thing has been curing for like years, not years, but like a long time, so it should be good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to warm this in the microwave on the top and on the bottom, and I'm going to put my power on my microwave. You're not going to be able to see it maybe, but I'm going to decrease the power to like 50% or like 75%, and then I will flip it over. So that's what I'll do. I'll show you guys kind of what I'm doing. This might be a fail, but we'll see. So now that I told you guys all about my wax stuff and asked you guys all the wax questions, I'm going to put everything that I want to know for this tag if you guys decide to do it. If you want to do your own chop and chat video and tag other people, I'm pretty much just going to tag everyone that I know. But now I'm going to talk about, I'll write that all in the description below. Now I'll talk about like my personal stuff, if you guys are interested in hearing. Okay, So we'll see if that's soft enough. I think it should be. I don't have a ton of problems chopping L3 loaves just because they're so simple. Hold on a second. Pause for intermission. Okay. So if this is not easy, we'll figure it out together. So what I like to do when I chop these is I like to flip it upside down first, so the wider part is on the bottom. Please, I'm no expert at this. I don't know. I just am gonna show you guys what I've done before, and it kind of works for me. So I am just going to start right in the middle here. I don't know why, but we'll see if this is, I might need to go back in a little bit more, but we'll see. Okay, so that was okay. That was okay, that was fine. So let me tell you guys about my personal life. So, and I'll ask you guys these questions about yourselves as well. So first one is, what do you guys do for work? If you feel like sharing it, you absolutely don't have to. But I thought it'd be fun to share with you what I do for work. I am a full-time photographer. Specifically, I'm a wedding and elopement photographer. And my partner, Tom, and I we do that business together. So we are a duo. And we, like I said, we do weddings and everything. He goes with, one couple in the morning, I'll go with the other. I'm typically with the bride in the morning. And yeah, so that's really fun. So that is what we do for work. Let's see how this goes. Oh, you gotta be strong for this one. So yeah, so that is our jobs. We just bought a van, a roofing. It was actually originally like a roofer van for like construction. And we bought it and it was just empty in the middle. There was nothing fancy about it. But we purchased it this summer and decided to turn the van into a camper. So that has been our newest thing that we've been doing. So as you guys can see, this is, I don't know if you can see, this is how it looks. There's no real rhyme or reason, but to me, I just put one of these in and I feel like that's a decent size shape. Some of these I might actually do like 2. So I might have went a little too small, but that's fine with me. Oh no, I'm not gonna be able to fit it back in. And then for my slicing, or for my storing, I just put it back in the tin. And this is actually, I didn't heat it too much. It's still a little bit hard to get through. So I'm not worried about it melting back together. Oh, Tom's home. So you guys might get to meet Tom. So another fun thing that I'd like to know about you guys, besides what you do for work, is what you guys like to do for fun. Like, what are your hobbies outside of wax? Personally, I really love trivia, like I mentioned a little bit before. I'm not sure if I mentioned that when I got cut off or not, but I love trivia. I messed up a little bit here. I have like a team that we'd always go to like our favorite bar, and our team name is Flip It and Reverse It because we're really good at coming in last place and then betting everything on the last question and pulling ahead. So that's our thing that we do. And it's really fun. I love trivia. I always have a good time doing it. And yeah, that's one of my favorite hobbies. Tom is an avid cyclist, and like he rock climbs and he does a lot of cool fun things like that. I'm not as cool as my partner, but I tag along. So I'll occasionally rock climb with him if that's what he feels like doing. And I do have a bike, a nice bike, and I'll go with him sometimes, but it's mostly his thing. But yeah, so trivia is like my thing and wax is my thing. And my family all knows that I'm like big in wax and candles, and you know, I give my sister wax all the time and stuff to use in her house, and she gives me candles if she doesn't want them or whatever. So that's always really fun. Another question I have for you guys, and I know a lot of you do, but do you guys have families? I mean, do Do you have kids, I guess? Do you have pets? Tom and I did have a pug named Dwight. And if you guys look way back on like one of my first videos, you can actually see a video of me holding Dwight. Unfortunately, he passed away right at the beginning of the pandemic. So on top of like an already really hard year, it was like an extra hard year because we lost our pup. And so yeah, so that was really hard. But I know a lot of you guys do have pets, and one thing I love watching is videos when you guys like when your animal will like pop into the frame, or if some of you guys have like dogs that chew on bones and stuff, or like barking in the background, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, and it's like, I love that because I miss it. So I mean, like, that's always really nice for me. If you guys have kids, how old are they? Do they still live at home? Are they like away for college, or do they, are they grown? Yeah, what else? What else would I like to know about you guys? Oh, rice cooker's done. It's a weird rice cooker because it sings. What else? Other hobbies, kids, pets, what do you do for fun? What do you do for work? Yeah, so like I said, I'll leave all of this stuff in all the questions that are a part of this Chop and Chat tag challenge. I'll leave them all in the description below. And if you guys want to do this, I fully encourage it. I would love to learn more about you guys. I want to know like your favorite things in wax, your least favorite things, your first vendors, your favorite vendors, everything that I shared. I would love to know about you guys too. I already know a lot. I feel really lucky that I found this community because, like I said, it was a hard year, and I feel like this is like the year that I got more into YouTube. So like without knowing it, you guys like helped me through a hard year. So that's really cool. Do you guys want to meet Tom? I'll see if Tom pops up. We'll see. Guys, this is Tom. Tom, you can answer for yourself. What do you think about my wax buying habits?
As long as you're happy, I'm happy. And I enjoy all the scents throughout the house. And I like the variety. And my favorite is floral scents.
Yes, I should have said that. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Tom.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you for coming to my interview.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right, bye guys. Have a great night, day, morning, whatever time you're watching this, and take care.